Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, student. How are you today? Okay, I'm fine too, thank you. And before we go to the material today, and we pray together. Okay, Andi, please. Okay, pray together. Enough. Thank you, Andi. Okay, student, I will check the attendance list. And first, if I call your name, you say present. Okay? First, Arjuna, present. Andi, present. Bella, present. Dewi, present. Eka, present. Hani, present. Clara, present. Lala, present. Yunita, present. Nirwan, present. Radhika, present. Cindy, where is Cindy? Okay, Cindy is 6. Next, Romeo, present. Yana, present. And the last, Zula. Okay, present. Do you know about the material today? Anyone know? Okay, I will tell you about the material today. And the material today is about descriptive text. And before we go to the material today, and do you remember about the last material? Bella, do you remember about the last material? Right, the last material is about greeting and introduction. And do you remember about them? What is greeting? And what is introduction? Anyone knows? Okay, first I will explain or re-explain about greeting. Greeting is a word or sentence to say or greet with new people or with someone in everywhere. And the example of greeting is hello or good morning. Good morning, and so on. And the next is about introduction. Introduction is the way to introduce yourself, and you can introduce about your name, about your address, about your parents' name, and so on. And the example of introduction is my name is Siska, and you can add your address. I live in blah 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 blah. Okay, do you remember about the material yesterday? And if you understand about the last material, we go to the next material. Okay, student, next we go to the material today. And you know that the material today is about descriptive text. Text. And what is descriptive text? Anyone knows and answer my question? Descriptive text is a text to describe something. For example, you can describe animals, peoples, and place, building, or anything. And descriptive text is usually to describe the characteristic or of the things. Student, in descriptive text, there are two structures, and the first is identification. What is identification? Identification is introduction or the general information from the things that you will describe. And the second is about description. And okay, student, we next to the part 2 is description. Description is the specific information from the text, and usually description in paragraph 2. And different with identification, identification usually in paragraph 1 with general information, and description usually in paragraph 2 with specific information. Okay, do you understand about two definitions of them? Identification and description. If you understand about two definitions, okay, I will share a paper for you, and this is one of the example of descriptive text. The title is Kiliterawan. Okay, I will share the text for you. Okay, student, we will analyze about the text, and the title is Kiliterawan. Okay, after you read the text, you know that the paragraph 1 is, can you answer? Paragraph 1 is right, identification. How about paragraph 2 and the last paragraph until the last paragraph? And actually the paragraph 2 is description, right? Okay. From the paragraph, the title is Kiliterawan. Do you find new vocabularies from the text? If you find new vocabulary, you can write the new vocabulary with the meaning, and I will give you some examples of the text. First, island. What is island? Island is pulau. The second, beach. What is? You know that there are vocabularies from the text. First, island. Island is pulau. Next, beach. Beach is pantai. And the next, beautiful. Beautiful is cantik or indah. Okay, you can add your vocabulary and please write the meaning or in Indonesian. Next, you can see the task 1 is about descriptive text and about rabbit, and I give you a question or a task, and you can fill the blank from the text. Okay, after you answer the blank from the text, and we check the question. And the first, I will read the text and you can answer the blank. I have a rabbit. His fur is white, right? And has black spots. He has long ears and a short tail. He also has cute red big eyes. And my rabbit likes to eat carrot and other vegetables. When I realized my rabbit out of his cage, he used to jump everywhere and hard to charge. So I could just put him on his cage because I'm afraid that he might running away, and I don't want to lose my rabbit because I love him very much. Okay, we next to the material, and we will talk about language feature on descriptive text. And first, adjective. What is adjective? Adjective or kata sifat? It is a word or a sentence that we use to explain about the things. And the example is, she is smart. And smart is the example of adjective. Okay, do you understand about adjective? And you can mention the example of adjective. And you can answer smart and beautiful, fast, slow, and so on. The next is simple present tense. Present tense. And in descriptive text, usually we use simple present tense to write the text, and you can write simple present tense. The example is, she cooks fried rice. Or they play at the yard, or they enjoy the view of beach. And you can make other example from adjective or simple present tense. Okay, student, we next to the material, and the next material is about adverb of place. And usually in descriptive text, we use adverb of place to explain about things, and especially about place or kata keterangan untuk tempat. And okay, I will give you two examples of adverb of place. The first one is here, and the sentence is, the view is beautiful here. Or in Indonesian, pemandangan itu cantik. And here is adverb of place or adverb to explain about the subject or about things. And here is to explain about the view, and here is one of the example of verb of place, and other example is there. You can make a sentence with there. For example, I see a lot of trees there. Atau saya melihat banyak tanaman di sana. And di sana is adverb of place to explain about the things that we will explain in the sentence or in the text. Okay, student, before we close our lesson today, can you explain about the material today? The material today is about descriptive text, and there are two general structures of descriptive text. First one is identification. Identification is general information from the object or the thing that you explain on your descriptive text. And the second is description. Description is about specific information or about the object and that you will explain, and usually is more detailed. And identification we can see in paragraph 1, and description usually we find on paragraph 2 and the next paragraph. Okay, how about vocabulary? You can find new vocabularies from descriptive text, and you can write the new vocabulary with and translate them. And also there are two language features on descriptive text. First one is adjective. You know about adjective? Adjective is kata sifat, and adjective is to explain about the object. You can explain about people, about animals, about plant and anything. The second is simple present tense. Simple present tense, usually we can use these tenses to write descriptive text. You can see that the example of simple present tense is she cooks fried rice. Other example is they play at yard, or they play badminton at the schoolyard. And also there is a adverb of place. An adverb of place usually to explain about place in descriptive text, and it is the example of adverb of place. The view is beautiful here. Here is adverb of place to explain about the view. Okay, student, I think that the material is enough for today. And before we close our lesson, and I will give you a homework, and the homework is, please you write a short descriptive text. You can explain about your favorite pet, or your favorite actor or actress, or you can explain about place or building and anything. And for the next meeting, you will read your text in front of the class. Okay, I will give you information about the next material, and tomorrow or the next meeting we will discuss about income tax. I think enough for the material, and see you to the next meeting, and good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.